Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother, Yael Ezra, coming at you again with another quick video. Now, I did a live sharing from 3 sources that are Christian in nature. But what it shared was something that most Christians do not embrace. They actually teach contrary to it. And let me say, all Christians I will not put in a box. Some of them do not agree with others within their own group. So all Christians are not the same. All Christians do not believe the same. But mainstream Christianity have a core belief on certain things that can be easily challenged by using certain sources that many of them will not even think about picking up. If it goes contrary to what they believe is so, they will deem them sources that actually shed light on what they believe to be true and will easily let them know they're in error because they do not know the language, the culture, and the context and the history of that time that the message was being shared. So I want to show you 4 sources, and I want to prove certain things that some Christians just think, wow, this is all about Yeshua and it's so mind-blowing. Listen to what he said. Listen to what he said. Oh, he's such a great, profound teacher. Some of the things, really, 90% of what Yeshua said in the Sermon of the Mount came from rabbis before him. So a lot of things you are declaring came from Yeshua because he was such a great teacher and he was God in the flesh. Other rabbis said it before him. He's only paraphrasing what the other rabbis said before him. Now here's an excellent source. This is Meet the Rabbis, Rabbinic Thoughts on the Teachings of Jesus by Brad H. Young. I'm going to come back to this. This is Hayasod. This is a Messianic course when I was Messianic I took. And Hayasod means foundation. And they're teaching, bringing a Hebraic teachings to some of the things that Yeshua was saying and what it means to be a first century disciple and what them things meant during the times of Yeshua. Also, this is a Arabic English New Testament. This, the Hebrew version of the gospel. Because you have to remember, Yeshua was an Israelite. Yeshua was a Hebrew. He was not a Christian. He was a Jew. He was Israeli. And there's certain things that Yeshua said that lined up with the oral traditions and the Torah. Yeshua did not come off to teach something contrary. He did not come to start a new religion. So I want to share something from you from these sources. And one thing is on what did Yeshua actually mean when he said Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. It says, now I'm going to read this. It says, do not think that I am come to abolish the law or the prophets. Remember, the word law is the word Torah. And the word Torah does not mean law. It means teachings. It means instructions. And it said, do not think that I come to destroy, to abolish the law or the prophets. I did not come to abolish, but to fulfill. And then for some reason, the very thing he said, do not think, his followers think that. I have heard Christians say it. I have heard pastors, apostles, evangelists, teachers declare that Yeshua came to do away with the law. He destroyed it by bringing in new teachings that is much better than the teachings that Yehovah gave. Now, and people, they get all caught up in, well, Yeshua is the word of God made flesh. Let me let you know, you take in the literal was not meant to be literal. Here's a rabbi that was before Yeshua. And what did his disciples call him? This is Rabbi Eleazar. He was referred to, his disciples referred to him as the scroll of the Torah. He was a living Torah to them. They didn't see him as the Torah. He knew it, and he lived it in a way that was mind-blowing to them. It says, and there was a generation of believers after his apostle, his disciples died, that called Yeshua the Torah. So you have to understand, these concepts said of Yeshua were said of other rabbis before Yeshua. You got to draw closer to the time. You got to draw closer to the language of this era, because we got to stop trying to redefine things to fit our time and our understanding. Because if you do that, you're going to come up with error. You're going to come up with fallacies. And that's what we see many people teaching. They don't know the language. They don't know the culture. And therefore, they try to teach what it's actually saying and be contradicting the language of it, and only upholding their personal belief. So when it says, the Greek word, you understand, is written, the gospel is written in Greek. The gospel is also written in the Aramaic and Hebrew. They have copies of it. But most people know about the gospels, they're written in Greek. Here's the Greek word for fulfill. Fulfill is pero. I might be mispronouncing it, but it's Pleroo. And this is from the Thayer's Greek English Lexicon. From Thayer Greek English Lexicon. What do that word mean, fulfill, in the Greek? It means, in a nutshell, to cause God's will, as known in the law, as known in the Torah, to be obeyed as it should be. Now, that's what it means in the Greek. Now, in the Hebrew and in the Aramaic, it means, is a technical term which means, in relationship to Torah, to abolish and fulfill all technical terms relating to improper and proper interpretation of the Torah. So in other words, Yeshua said, I did not come basically to teach against the Torah or to teach another Torah. I didn't come to do that. I came to teach it properly. I came to interpret it properly so that we can live it properly. Big difference from how some people believe it to be. Now, let me read from this right here, and then I'm going to close. Let me find this thing quickly. Okay, this is page 67 of Meet the Rabbis. Verse Matthew 5:17. Do not think that I have come to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. Torah rightly interpreted. If the Torah is abolished in part, it is abolished completely. The Torah, said by Shlomo, has desired to abolish a yod, which is the smallest letter, from me. The Holy One, blessed be he, responded, behold, Solomon and 1,000 like him will be abolished, but not one letter from you will ever be abolished. Now, what this is talking about, the Torah is forever. It is perpetual. It is ongoing. So to think that Yeshua came to teach against it or to replace it with another, you're mistaken. Many of you believe that Yeshua is a prophet, that he is the Son of God, and God forbid some of you believe that he is God in the flesh. he will be found to be a sinner if this is what you believe, because the very Torah that he's supposed to be the living Torah, the word made flesh, and his disciples called him the Torah. The ones after his apostles died, they called him the Torah. The Torah states you cannot add or subtract from it. So if Yeshua is that in the flesh, he's teaching against himself, which makes no sense. Why? Because for you to believe such a thing, you are believing a concept that is foreign to the original intent that the author was trying to say, or even to the very thing that Yeshua himself was trying to say. I'm not a Christian. I am not Messianic. I do not believe Yeshua is literally the Son of God. I do not believe he's God in the flesh. I do not even believe he is the Mashiach, the promised king to come. But I will agree with that which agrees with Torah and lines up with our oral traditions. Many of you who are Christians and followers of Yeshua, you're void of this. You don't know it. So therefore, a lot of things that you say, you're out of order. And you're saying the very thing that he told you, do not think, yet many of you think it. So yes, take the time to learn his time, the language that he spoke, and the culture of that time. I think it will help you further understand this man that many of you really do not understand. As I said before, I'm not a Christian. I do not have a dog in the fight. But I love to read things that bring clarity to what's being said to further help people's understanding. Remember, return to Yahuwah, keep his commandments, and the rest will take care of itself. Shalom.